This is Writing Inequalities, student handout number 8. Please remember to stop the video at any time to catch up on the writing or the work, show all of your work. You can rewind the video if you need to listen to it again, but the main thing is to stop it as needed. Verbal statements can be translated into algebraic inequalities, much like deciphering a secret message or translating from one language to another. Okay, this sign right here is going to mean smaller than, less than, below, fewer than. And again, these are words that I would say that are keywords to let you know when you're reading something or you're needing to write something, that these are the keywords that you would see for less than. Usually that's what we would say, less than. But you can also understand for this to be smaller than, or below, or fewer than. But we mainly use it for less than. Okay, the next one would be greater than, more than, larger than, above, and exceeds. So again, these are phrases that means greater than. So greater than, more than, larger than, above, exceeds. And the next one is going to be less than or equal to. But we also may see it as at most, maximum, no more than, less than or equal to, which is what we hear the most. But you might see some of those other phrases that would mean the same thing. And for the last one would be minimum, at least, no less than, greater than or equal to. Okay, so you're going to refer to all these phrases when we're starting to write our own, okay? Translate each of the following into an algebraic inequality. Number 1, a number is at most, there's your keyword, at most 15. So you can look up in your notes that we just took and look up at most. At most. So we have a number our number is going to be x, is at most 15. So it's got to be less than or equal to 15. At most means it can be 15. At most. But it cannot be 16. It can be 15, but it cannot be 16. It's got to be less than. So at most 15. So x is less than or equal to 15. Number 2. The sum of a number, so sum is another key word, of a number and 3 is less than 12. Okay, lots of words in there. When I read it, we need to write it. And we know the sum is the key word for addition of a number. So we have a number plus 3. So the sum of a number and 3 is less than 12. So a sum of a number and 3, so x plus 3, is less than 12. Okay, we always look for our keywords. Number 3, the quotient, you know that's a key word for division, right? So division of a number, there's your x, and a negative 2 is greater than or equal to 10. So we know it's going to be a division problem. The quotient of a number and negative 2 is greater than equal to 10. Just look for those keywords. Number 4. 4 less than a number. Okay, so we have the number, and we're going to have 4 less, is at least negative 6. Okay, so at least negative 6. So let's look up here and look up at least. So it could be bigger than negative 6, but it's at least negative 6. So let's write that. A number 4 less than a number is at least negative 6. Writing inequalities, again, is all about the vocabulary. Number 5, the difference between, we know difference stands for subtraction, a number and 13. So a number and 13, there's the difference, is at least 1. So again, you're looking for at least. It's going to be greater than or equal to 1. It means at least it could be this could be 1. If not, it's got to be greater. At least. Number 6. 8 less a number. So we have 8 less a number. Okay, always look for the keywords. 8 less than a number is less than or equal to 5. So less than or equal to 5. Less than, equal to 5. Okay. Haven't really been circling my answers with all the other writing in there. Okay, number 7. 3 times a number. So it's telling me right there, 3 times a number, your number is x, and we're going to multiply it by 3, is more than negative 7. More than negative 7. So 3x is more than negative 7. And that looks not so much like an inequality. Okay, number 8. 1/2 of a number plus 5. So we can do 1/2 of a number plus 5 is greater than 11. 1/2 of a number plus 5 is greater than 11. Number 9, negative 6, okay, negative 6 plus a number. So negative 6 plus a number is less than or equal to, so less than equal to 15. It's usually pretty easy once you understand the terminology. Okay, and the phrases that we wrote right here are going to help you. Okay, let's turn it over. Translate each statement into an algebraic inequality, then solve and graph thus the solution. Okay, the sum always means there's an addition sign right there. Okay, the sum of twice a number is going to be 2x and 4, so there's comes my addition right there. So we're going to put 2x plus 4 is at least 16. So it can be 16. It's got to be at least 16. It can't be 15, but it can be at least 16. So it's going to be greater than or equal to 16. Okay, now we're taking it one step further and we're going to solve for x. So we're going to draw my line with a highlighter so I can see it. And I want to get my whole numbers together. So my 4 needs to come over here with this whole number. So if it's a positive 4, I'm going to do the opposite and subtract it because I want it to be 0. What you do to one side, you must do to the other side. So you have 2x is greater than equal to, and then you have 16 minus 4 should be 12. Then you look at your variable. What's it doing to this number? When it's side by side and there's nothing there, you know that's a multiplication. That means they're multiplying when they're side by side. So we do the opposite, which is to divide. So x is greater than equal to 6. Okay, so that's my solution. Now it wants us to graph it. So remember, when graphing and you're making your own graph or your own number line, put the number right in the middle, 6. Okay, I'm going to circle my 6 and then it'll be 7, 8, 5, 4. So can it be 6? X is greater than or equal to 6. And it can be, so you're going to color it in. So if it can't be less than 6, it's got to be greater than 6. 7 is greater than 6. Arrow is going to go that way. Number 11. 1/2 of a number. So we have 1/2 of a number. We have a number and we're going to divide it by 2 because that's taking half of it. Oh, can't see it, can you? So 1/2 of a number less 6. So that would be I don't know why I'm writing it up there. Less 6 is greater than or equal to 10. Greater than, equal to 10. Okay, so we're going to draw a line in my highlighter so I can see the inequality, and we're going to get our whole numbers together. So if it's subtracting 6, I want to add 6 to get 0. What you do to one side, you must do to the other. So we have x over 2 is greater than equal to 16. Find your variable. Ask yourself, what's it doing? It's dividing. It's x divided by 2. So to get 2 off of x, we've got to do the opposite, which is multiply by the reciprocal. 2 is crossed out, leaves you with x greater than equal to what you do to one side, you must do to the other side, and that's going to be 32. So there's my solution. I'm going to come down here in the middle and put 32. I'm going to circle my 32, 33, 34, 31, 30. Ask yourself, can it be 32? Can x be 32? And that little line right there tells me it can. So I'm going to circle it, and it's got to be greater than or equal to 32. 33 is greater than 32, so your arrow's going that way. Number 12. 3 times a number, so we're going to put 3 times a number. Remember, side by side, that's multiplying. Increased by 7, so that would be add 7, and is less than 11, so less than 11. Okay, we're going to solve. Draw your line down the middle. Keep things balanced. I want to get my whole numbers together, so I need to get 7 on this side away from the x. So if I have a positive 7, I need to subtract the 7. Always do the opposite. So that's going to be 0. So again, I'm going to subtract 7. It's going to be 3x is less than 4. Find your variable. What's the variable doing? It's multiplying. So I want to divide to get x by itself. So we're going to divide over here. And I really don't want to leave it like that because I do need to graph it. So it's improper. So I'm going to take 4 divided by 3. That will give you 1 1/3. Okay, so if I do 1, 2, 3, 0, -1, it's going to be x is less than 1 1/3. So I want to come and I want to find 1 1/3. That's just a little bit more than 1. Can it be 1 1/3? Can x be 1 1/3? It can't because it's just less than. So if it's less than, we've got to choose something on the number line that's less than this. 1 is less than 1/3. 0 is less than 1/3. So your arrow's going that way. And it's left open because it cannot be 1 or 1/3. Okay, number 13. The difference of 2 and a number. So when we find out the difference is always subtracting. So 2 minus a number is at least -1, greater than, equal to -1. At least means it can be or larger. So let's solve. Remember, our special rule is going to come in effect here. Let's get our whole numbers together. I want to get this 2 over here. And it's a positive 2, so I want to subtract 2 and get 0. What you do to one side, you must do to the other side. So -x greater than equal to, that's going to be a -3. Now then, I have to get this negative off of my x. Okay, so to get the negative off of x, it's understood that this is a 1, -1x. So I'm going to divide by -1 because that's the imaginary 1 sitting beside x. So what you do to one side, you have to do to the other side. And remember, when we divide or multiply by a negative, we must switch the sign in the middle. So now it's going to be x is less than or equal to -3 divided by -1 is 3. You want to put 3 right here in the middle of your number line. I want to circle my 3. Ask myself, can it be 3? X is less than equal to 3. So yeah, it can equal 3. Less than, so 2 is less than 3. Your arrow is going to go that way. Number 14. The quotient of a number and 5 is no greater than -9. So the quotient means divide. So x divided by 5 is no greater, so less than or equal to -9. Draw your line. Your x and 5 are dividing, so I need to multiply by the reciprocal because I want them to cross out. That leaves me with x is less than equal to, multiply by 5 over here, and that's going to be a -45. Okay, so now we need to graph it. So that's my solution. I want to start with a -45 here. That would be -44, -43, 46, -47. Because remember, the closest to 0, and 0 is going to be down here somewhere, it's the smaller numbers. The further you get, the more in debt you are. So I want to choose 45 and -45. Ask myself, can it be -45? Yes, it can. It's got to be -45 or less than. -46 is less than. So your arrow's going that way. All right, let's look at number 15. Twice a number less than 20 is at most 10. Okay, so twice a number less than 20. So 20 minus twice a number, it's going to be less than, at most, so it's going to be less than or equal to 10. So twice a number less than 20 is at most 10. Draw your line. I want to get my whole numbers over. So I got to get 20 to the other side. I want to subtract 20 to get 0. What you do to one side, you must do to the other side. Negative 2x less than equal to negative 10. Then you find your x. It's multiplying a negative 2, so we need to do the opposite, which is divide by negative 2. And here's the trick. Once you divide by a negative, we need to flip the sign. Negative 10 divided by negative 2 is 5. Okay, so x is greater than or equal to 5. Put 5, 6, 7, 4, 3. I'm going to circle my 5. Ask, can it be 5? Yep, sure can. And x is greater than 5. 6 is greater than 5. 4 is less than 5. So your arrow goes to the right. Number 13. Which of the following inequality statements is representative by the graph below? Okay, we have negative 4, and it's colored in. So we know that that means it can be a negative 4. And it's going to be greater than negative 4. So you're going to have to solve these and see which one is going to represent x will be greater than equal to negative 4. That's what you're looking for. I need you to solve these. I want you to do this one by yourself. Draw your inequality, your lines to keep things balanced. And you're going to want to just guess and go with C, but I'm going to tell you it is not C. Now, I just saved you a little bit of work there because I know that's what you would have guessed. Yeah. So solve A, B, and D and see which one x is greater than or equal to negative 4. Make sure you have shown all of your work. Replay the video as needed. Stop the video as needed. Put your name, your date on your homework, and turn it in.